guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video, I want to review Doctor Strange on 4K UHD Blu-ray. So I gave this one a watch last night, and I wanted to get to you guys to let you know how the visuals were and how the audio transferred to the 4K format. So let's go over the movie briefly first. So I saw Doctor Strange back when it came out, and then once Infinity War and once Endgame came out, I would say my appreciation for Doctor Strange just grew. I saw the origin story. I really liked it. I like the trippy visuals. I like the concept of mind over body. I really like what they did there, but I didn't really fall in love with it on my first viewing. But I will say that upon a second viewing, I really like this a lot more after seeing Endgame and after seeing Infinity War and after learning more about Doctor Strange and his abilities. I thought this movie was great. I thought it had some lighthearted parts, but this is a more serious movie, more serious tone to it, and overall I think this is a great addition to the MCU and definitely one worth adding to the 4K collection. Now let's get to the video quality on this. So this was shot in 6.5K and 3.4K, and it's a 2K digital intermediate upscale to 4K. And what we get here is an impressive boost in detail. This is a nice upgrade here from the Blu-ray, specifically on the clothing, on any of the outfits they're wearing. On close-ups of Doctor Strange's face, you can see every piece of hair. You can see all the wear and tear and all the rubble on his hand as it is recovering. This is a very detailed movie with the resolution bump giving it a nice boost here over the Blu-ray for sure. Now depth here is easily distinguishable as well, separating the foreground from the background, and definitely gives some 3D moments. Now I know the 3D Blu-ray is a standout for this one, so it's not quite that level, but it does give some nice separation from the foreground and background. So for the aspect ratio, we have 2:3:9:1, so we do get the black bars, sadly. That's one thing that the 3D has over the 4K. It has the switching aspect ratios. Sadly, we don't get that here, but I think we do get some really great improvements with that resolution and detail, really good sharpness and clarity here, and like I said, good depth. So now let's get to the HDR department, and that's really where this disc shines. The HDR usage is pretty much off the charts on this disc, and you really need to put some sunglasses on at points in this movie. Right from the opening scene, you could tell that this is going to be an HDR showcase, and any time that any sort of magic is going on, there is a ton of vibrancy to the color, a ton of nuance to the color, and the colors are just a lot more bold, a lot more vivid, and they pop off your screen a lot more. And then there's a lot of crazy sequences like where Doctor Strange is first introduced to the universe with Tilda Swinton and he's being dragged through all those colors. That is an HDR showcase and something to really show off your TV. On my OLED, this looked absolutely fantastic, and this is something that I'll be showing friends for demoing HDR and just bright material for sure. So now let's get to the audio quality on this. So this is a Dolby Atmos mix, and although I did have to turn this one up a few dB and it did lack dynamics, it wasn't as bad as previous Disney mixes. Now what I did like here is they did use the side surrounds and they did use the overheads pretty nicely, and once you turn that up, it did compensate for the volume to a good degree. Now this definitely could have been a better mix. The volume definitely could have been turned up. It could have been more dynamic, but I'm not complaining too much. I didn't have too many issues with the mix once I turned it up a few dB, and I really like the use of the overhead effects, specifically with any of the dimension shifting, which you could tell right from that first scene. Dialogue is easily well represented and easily heard, and really nothing else to complain about with the mix besides that low volume. So anyway guys, I'm going to actually say this one is worth the day one pickup and worth the upgrade, but that's really depending on what you prefer. If you prefer 3D, I would say go with the 3D on this one because this is probably one of the best 3D discs there is, and you get those switching aspect ratios. But if you're a fan of the 4K format and are sticking to 4K like I am, I would go with the 4K copy because the HDR is pretty mind-blowing. You get some 3D type moments with that added depth, great resolution and clarity, and overall just a fantastic movie to add to the collection. So anyway guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Using that link gives me a small kickback to review more of these 4Ks for you guys. So anyway guys, please subscribe to the channel if you like this content, and I'll see you in the next review.